What's up guys, Mitchell Watts with Town & Country TV, and today we're going to show you exactly what it's like to road trip the all-new Ford Bronco. But before we get started, I actually need to fill up so that way we can kind of give you some before stats. So while this thing is filling up, I just want to point out the fact this is not my personal Bronco. I'm actually in Sevierville, Tennessee. We just got back from a family vacation. We thought it would be fun to kind of give you an idea or perspective what it's like to drive the Wildtrak on a long distance. Now, this is, oh, it just clicked. Let's see what we got. All right, so it didn't need much. 6 gallons, 6.192 gallons, $2.89 a gallon here in Tennessee. Comment down below where gas is at your local place. So getting back to what this Bronco is and where is my personal Bronco, if you follow me on Instagram, which shameless plug you should, you'll know that my Bronco is actually getting a wide body kit. That video is coming soon, so do not forget to subscribe so you don't miss that particular video. This vehicle, when I went on vacation with my family, needed something to drive. This is what's called a mannequin vehicle, and hold on just a second, I'm gonna explain that to you guys. Let's go ahead and reset that trip meter. Go ahead and turn it on over here, and we will reset that trip meter located in that instrument cluster right there. All right, so we'll come in here and just click and hold the OK button, and you will, oh, actually, before we did that, I don't know if you were able to see, but we were able to get 17.7 miles per gallon on the drive up here, breaking the speed limit almost every chance that I could get. But let's go ahead and get it started, and let's head on this road trip. The Mannequin Bronco is Ford Motor Company's way of trying to make sure the dealers have a Bronco to show on their lots and allow some of their customers to test drive them. So for instance, most dealerships got anywhere from 1 to 2, sometimes even 3 Broncos like we did, that we're not able to sell them for a certain period of time, certain miles. There's certain requirements we have to go through before we can actually sell the Mannequin. Now, a part of that is going to be the miles, and so that's one of the reasons that I'm taking this vehicle on my personal road trip. Now, I will also say that this is one of the most rare Broncos that you will ever find. And the reason I say that is because it is a Wildtrak 2021 model, but it has a soft top. And if that doesn't sound right to you, that's because it's not right. As a 2021 Ford Bronco, you could not get the soft top from the factory. They all came with hard tops, with one exception: Mannequin vehicles. Now, the reason that they did that is because they said, okay, we have a problem being able to produce enough of these hard tops, so we've kind of already built the vehicle. We're going to make sure that we put a soft top on there so that way we have one more hard top to fulfill a normal customer's order. So props to Ford on that regard. The end result is, in 20 or 30 years, having a 21 model Wildtrak with a soft top from the factory on the window sticker. It's going to be one of the most rare Broncos out there, even above and beyond a first edition, in my humble opinion. All right, before we go any further in the video, I do want to remind you the time is running out on the Bronco that we are giving away. So that is right, TC Customs and Town & Country TV, our YouTube channel, is giving away a 2021 Ford Bronco. No, it's not this one, it's this one. And how freaking cool is this? And this thing's been completely customized with TC Customs. You haven't even seen a video on this, but we added leather to the vehicle. Custom cat skin leather that matches the outside to a T. This thing is absolutely gorgeous, and time is running out. So we are going to run 2 times entries before this giveaway ends. So go ahead and check out tccustoms.com for every hat, shirt, any kind of merchandise you buy. For every $1 spent, gets you 2 entries into that giveaway. Time is running out, so go ahead and check that out now. So without further ado, let's go ahead and continue on this little road trip. I will tell you that we're going to make a small little detour, and I think you guys are going to be pretty happy about that. So let's go ahead and head that way. I'm going to keep this a surprise for the next 5 seconds.
You've arrived at your destination.
Who do we have here? What's up, dude? How are you doing, man?
Glad to have you, man. The big guy, man, when he gives you a pound right there, this knuckle will never be the same. It's shattered. My knuckle's shattered.
Try and knuckle
but I'm in such awe to be around him that I don't even feel it.
What's How happening? You doing? Good to see you. How's the Whipple Supercharger?
Been awesome.
I know. I've been watching.
The only thing it's not good for is rear tires.
So show us around the shop. Show us what you got.
All right. So you guys know Sam, obviously. We were on the channel doing crazy burnout stuff a while back. So I mentioned we ordered 2 Broncos. We ordered 2 first editions, and I thought, did you think first edition meant first?
Thought it meant first. It actually meant last in our case.
So we got 2 last editions that are totally loaded out, and by the time we waited and got these, we had already bought a 96 Bronco. We call this the juice here on the channel. It was already lifted 6 inches. It was already on 37s, but it was rough, had a lot of problems. So we've been going through in a build series on our channel, changing glass out, changing headlights, changing the grill, like doing all kinds of cool stuff with that. And we're really excited about that OBS build. It's a lot of fun to do something that it's simpler. Like there's a whole lot of simplicity to that when you go to make a move. Now on the new Broncos, we got Dad in here one day, and he was just watching us film and watching us talk and watching us clean the Bronco up, and he's like, hey, what are you gonna do with that 4-door? And I'm like, I haven't decided yet. We may keep the 2-door and off-road it. And he's like, would you sell it? And I was like, yeah, I mean, I'd sell it to you. And he's like, what for? And I just threw out a number, and it was basically what I paid. And he said, I'll take it. I was like, I don't know what just happened. That was either really awesome or not. And I said, well, it comes with some strings. We get to use it on the channel. He's like, for sticker, no problem, son. He's actually got the coolest PPF job of any Bronco you'll ever find. You're gonna wanna see this.
This thing does everything, guys. But all you guys on Mitchell's channel already know that. You've seen him do a lot with it. We haven't even scratched the surface, but there's almost nothing this Bronco can't do off-road.
Man, I'll tell you, just looking at this PPF, man, this thing looks fantastic. I've been debating on my build just a few seconds ago on this video, debuted the fact that we're doing a wide body kit on my personal Bronco, and I've been back and forth whether I wrap it, because I'm going to paint it to match it, but do I put a wrap over it or do I put a satin PPF and have it match the GT? But man, this is this is making it a little easier to make that decision. So wow,
looks cool with dirt on it, but when it's all cleaned up, you actually still get that sparkle through it, which, you know, it is a big plus. I mean, it's pretty special.
I'm curious, what in the world is this right here? What did you do?
Well, that's where the boys curbed it going through the Starbucks. I know where they've been if they've been curbing tires.
All right, I got to hear the real story.
So in our first big off-road video with this, we're climbing a couple little hills, and they look like, you know, this tall on the video. But in real life, I mean, it was 1,000 foot tall, and it was straight up at a 114 degree angle. It was really scary. And I didn't know when we scratched it. When we got done and we were airing the tires back up, we saw it. And then I was editing a few days later. I saw the rock, the big chunky rock that I thought I missed, and it just got right into the wheel. And good thing is it only got into the beauty ring, so it's not going to be a hard fix. It didn't get into the wheel. It's not totaled, yeah. It's not totaled, so we'll be all right. But I was the first one to curb Dad's wheels, and it wasn't at $4.
Hey, so since it's on the beauty ring, maybe that's a reason that they should just go to the beadlock swap kit.
I told Dad that we don't need to buy the beauty ring. We just need to buy 4 beadlock rings, and it'll fix it, and we'll have less money in the beadlock ring.
Well, I am very curious about this 95 Bronco. You said it's a 95, 96?
96.
96. I love this thing because I've got a 95 Bronco. That's the reason I called it a 95. But tell us a little bit more about this one.
I'll let Sam tell you about it. We haven't jumped it yet, but we're going to jump this thing.
We're going to work on the suspension on this thing, but we bought it. It had a 6-inch lift on it. It's got some 37s. You know, it's basically stock motor-wise and everything. We're going to do some work to that motor, I believe. Maybe a turbo, I don't know. Maybe swap this thing. But we're definitely going to add some power to this thing.
A turbo on a 96 Bronco. I might have to drive back up here once that's done. Let's continue taking a look around, and I think they've got a couple questions for me. So, shameless plug, I'm actually up here to be on one of their videos as well. So give them the 10-second preview of what the video you've got going on the channel that features me. What do you got going on?
So we're going to ask Mitchell how much money he makes a year before tax.
Stop!
All right, so you guys know Mitchell has this big, in-depth, like encyclopedia brain. He's 6'3" tall, so the air's a little thinner. He learns a little faster. He knows more about Bronco stuff. But we're going to pick his brain, and he doesn't have the questions in advance. We've got 7 or 8 Bronco questions for Mitchell, and you're going to get to see the mind of the man, myth, and legend, Mitchell Watts, unfiltered, and without him being able to do the edits. That's what our video is going to be. The future of Bronco.
That is very, very true. I told them no holds barred on the questions. I may not answer the questions, but feel free to ask anything that you want.
So how much do you make?
I know how much I weigh. I know. All right. So anyways, go make sure you check out that video down below. I'm very excited to show you guys that video as well. All right. And so I just got through with the interview, guys. Thank you very, very much, man.
Appreciate
Thank you.
It's juicy.
Yeah, it was.
Juicy.
You asked some questions I wasn't expecting, and it was a lot of fun. So if you haven't had a chance to do so already, go ahead and check out that video. It'll be linked down in that description. Without further ado, I'm 6'3". Need to get myself.
I'm 6 foot. No, don't jump.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
6'5".
So it is time for me to get my happy butt out of Tennessee back to Alabama. Guys, thank you very much for the hospitality. Thank you guys
good
very,
luck
very
in
much.
That national championship.
Yeah, we're going to probably need it. All right, let's go ahead and jump back into the driving review of this Wildtrak. So real quick, I've got an update for you. We are 2.5 hours into the drive. We've actually pulled over to a Subway. I think you can see that right there. We're gonna get some dinner here in a second, but I wanted to give you a fuel economy update. As you can see, 2 hours, 29 minutes worth of drive time, and we are looking at 18.1 miles per gallon. Now, I will tell you, that is with an average speed on the interstate of right at 75 miles an hour, where it's safe to do so. And so when you compare that to what Ford says, which is a 17 miles per gallon on the highway, 17 in the city, I think Ford has absolutely nailed the estimated miles per gallon. Now, a couple of other things I want to update you on is going to be about the top itself. So as you probably know, this thing has a soft top. Once again, this is a very unique build. A 21 model Wildtrak with a soft top from the factory is a very, very unique order. But I will tell you though that this soft top for some reason seems to be a little bit louder than the soft top that is found in my personal Bronco Badlands. Don't know why that is. Maybe it's the tires are a little bit more aggressive or just louder than the knitted ridge grapplers that I've got on my Bronco. Maybe the soft top is not sealed up correctly with the Velcro itself. I'm not sure why, but there seems to be a little bit more road noise in this soft top compared to other soft tops that I have driven. Now, I don't think that this is going to be enough to deter me away from a soft top, but it's just something interesting to note. And it's also been really rainy on this drive down. And speaking of rain, you can probably see it a little bit, but it is very, very rainy on the way down. Another thing that I want to point out to you is that the headlights in this thing have been fantastic. Those LEDs have been a very, very nice thing to have when it's raining or coming down. When I'm comparing this to my wife's Expedition, she has a 2021 Expedition XLT with some halogens. I never really realized why people were so dead set on getting the newer age technology of headlights until this drive. This has been very, very helpful. And it's also been nice having those rigid LED pod lights located on either side. Now keep in mind, those are not road legal. In fact, that's why I've got the covers on them right now. But if I was going to be driving on a long stretch of road where there's no one else on the road and you could find a safe place to use it where literally no one's going to get blinded by them, that is a great option to have. As I've already mentioned to you, I've got those same pod lights on my personal Bronco, and almost every single night when I'm on my way home from work, I use those at least in the neighborhood, so that way I can see if a kid is going to be running out into the road. So as you guys can see, it is coming down pretty hard, and as I've got the normal lights on right now, I go to my brights, and then when I turn on the pod lights, pretty significant difference. All right, so the road trip is over, and as you can see, just under 5 hours, and we are looking at 300 miles to the dot. How stinking cool is that? Now, fun fact, that guy right there, he's been walking around this car for the past few minutes, I guess either wanting money or wanting to talk to me about the Bronco. Anyways, the vehicle says 17.2 miles per gallon. Now, side note, Apple CarPlay on the left, you've got the window, the picture-in-a-picture window, if you will, so you can actually change to, different toggles here. If you want to see what's going on with your radio here, you can, and you can have your navigation over here. But for the purposes of this video, it's kind of nice to have your running timer located right there. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and fill this thing up and see if the 17.2 miles per gallon that the vehicle is estimating is accurate. Now, I will also tell you that I've verified via GPS that the 300.2 miles is accurate. I'm confident that the speedometer and the trip meter is accurate. So let's go ahead and fill it up. I'll tell you, by my calculation, it should take right at 17.45 gallons for it to calculate out to that 17.2 and match what the vehicle itself says. Now, while I'm waiting on this thing to fill up, I will tell you that look at this rain. I don't know if you can see how, yeah, it has been nasty the entire way down. Not all that cold. It's 37 degrees here in Alabama today on this January day, but just a side note that I'm not sure how much rain actually, that's actually sleeting if you see that. That's pretty entertaining. But yeah, I'm not sure how much that has to do with affecting the fuel economy on this vehicle, but it is pretty sweet. And just to once over again, if you've seen the video that we did with the back row driver, just seeing a 21 model with a soft top Wildtrak, that's just from the factory. That's just so cool. Once again, just a neat little thing. The other thing that I want to point out to you is you do have those rigid LEDs that I've already shown you. So not sure what that does to the aerodynamics. And then also this big boy right here, which is going to be that Warn Winch. So it's a 10S, which means the S stands for the synthetic line, but it is a Ford accessories part. Oh, and there it clicked. Let's see where it ended up. All right, so it ended up with 18.44 gallons. If you take it and do 300.2 miles, divide that by the 18.44, you're looking at 16.27 miles per gallon. So almost exactly 1 mile per gallon off from what the vehicle itself is calculating. Once again, I'm not too discouraged with that fuel economy for a couple of different reasons. The primary one is my driving habits. You know, so when you set a cruise control at 75 miles per hour, that is, one, not the most fuel efficient way to get a vehicle to achieve the miles per gallon. Keep in mind that the MPGs are typically rated at about 60 to 65 miles per gallon. That is the interstate speed that they are estimating that at. So the fact that I am looking at doing 75 miles an hour, which is well over 10 miles per hour over what they test the thing at, not too terribly concerned with that, especially with the aerodynamics of the front and then also the rigid, and just, yeah, that's kind of what you're looking at. Now, the vehicle is a little dirty on the inside, but I want to show you a couple of different things that I have not had a chance to talk about yet, and that's going to be these leather seats. The fact that they are powered in the front driver and the passenger, the leather, that is really nice because I can get this front bolster to come up and down exactly where I want it, as well as the back bolster. So that has been very, very nice. I will tell you though that the marine grade vinyl in my personal Bronco seems to be more cushy, and so between the pros of that one and the cons of that one versus the pros of this one and the cons of this one, it's about a wash. I still would prefer the marine grade vinyl, but trust me, you're not going to be disappointed because of that power seat. Well guys, I appreciate you staying so far in this video, and hopefully you enjoyed it. If you made it this far, you're obviously interested in Bronco and what's going on in the world of Bronco, and I just want to take this as an opportunity to remind you one more time as I'm getting sleeted on that we have got this Bronco giveaway that is ending very, very soon. This is your last chance to go to tccustoms.com and pick out any kind of merchandise, a hat, a shirt, anything like that merchandise related. We're doing 2 times entries. This is the most multiplier that we have on the Bronco, and I don't want you guys to miss out on it, especially since these things, you know, if you can find one on the lot, they're pretty much going for 20, 30 grand over sticker. This is your opportunity to earn one very, very inexpensively. So we're so excited for you guys. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe. And if you have any questions, hit those down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and have a great day. Peace.